Good morning and welcome to day 18 of the Creative Genius series. We are almost done. Today we are talking about the highest self, creating from your highest self. And what does that mean? And what does that look like in your creative journey? When we hear create from your higher self, or we hear that you have a higher self to create from, I think often there's this idea that it's separate from the self we have now, or we have to connect with something outside of us in order to create from that place. We have to connect with our higher self. We have to connect with this place that's beyond where we are. And there is a magic that is beyond where we are in the way that it's infinite, in the way that it's a universe, in the way that it's the galaxy that we are in is just one small tiny speck in this infinite universe. And then inside that galaxy, there's a solar system, and inside that, there's a planet, and inside that, there's a you. Like, there's so much more than what is right here. And at the same time, everything that is right here is not actually right here. Like, everything that we can see and touch and hold is actually made up of parts that are so small we can't even comprehend them. Like, there's actually more like football fields of space inside things that feel solid. Like, it's unbelievable the kind of magic we're surrounded by constantly, the kind of magic we create with because it just exists around us. And if that kind of magic just exists, it's the way that the universe was formed. It's the way that you are formed. You are also made up of all of these magical things. You are also placed inside this infinite, ever expanding universe in this one place, in this one moment in time that's like a blink. You are carrying and made of the same stardust, the same magic. So it's not so much a connection to something outside of us as it is a really deep remembering. When I think about connecting to the higher self and creativity, instead of needing to go out, I find that the question is very often, how deep can you go in at the same time? Because when we're always trying to connect with something outside of us, when we're always trying to chase something outside of us, we don't get there. When we remember that we're already made of all of it and that we are creating, and when we're creating, when we're imagining, when we're envisioning, like that higher self, that wisdom, that intuition, like we talked about in the intuition video in the series, it's just always available. So the ideas that are coming through, and this is why we started with the inspiration at the very beginning, right? We're kind of making some circles here, some spirals, coming back to some of these same ideas in a different way, in a different layer, because it's so important to know where you believe your inspiration comes from, that you believe you are the person that is supposed to be creating with it, and that your higher self, your wisdom, your ability to create is within you. When we're experiencing the fear, when we're experiencing the doubt, when we're experiencing the what if I can't, when we're experiencing the what if it doesn't work out, that the only thing we need is love for ourselves, because those parts of us are just trying to keep us safe. They're just trying to manage an outcome and keep us from being disappointed or hurt. And we are doing such a good job. We have such an innate system that wants us to be safe and okay, that, like, how beautiful is that, that there are parts of you that they just want you to be safe and okay. You just want you to be safe and okay. Like, your highest self isn't something that is separate from your fear and your doubt. It's actually these parts of us that we get to love in an even deeper way. We get to be the higher self. We get to be the place that is more graceful. We get to be the place that is more loving. We get to be the place that is more compassionate. We get to be the place that is more creative, because you are creating in every area. When you stop looking at your creativity as something that's a light switch that you can turn on and off, and when you're working on your art, you're creative, but when you're living with your kids or your family or your work or your business or whatever it is that you're not, when you remember and start to really live from this place of I am creating all the time, you get to start to ask yourself, like, what am I creating? And is this going to be what I want in a year? If I create every single thing the same as I've been creating, a year from now, if I'm in the same spot, am I going to be happy? And what about that are you excited to keep and excited to see? And where are you ready to admit and own that there are different things that you want to create, and that you are the one that is responsible for co-creating them? You're not responsible for forcing them to happen. You're not responsible for making anything, like it has to happen from a place of force or push, or something bad will happen if it doesn't. But you are responsible for owning the fact that you are the powerful one that is co-creating with the universe. You are the one that is letting in the opportunities. You are the one for your life. You are the one. We all get to be the one. We all get to be the one for ourselves. We all get to be in connection with our highest self, our highest version. And it's not something that's separate. It's not something that comes because you've achieved this kind of success or this kind of success. Or this material thing, or you've achieved this outcome. It's a deeper connection to what we are capable of holding, and it's extraordinary. This is an extraordinary conversation, because to be these people that are more patient, are more forgiving, are more loving, are more fulfilled, are more like whatever it is for you that you're building in your life, are more grateful. We talked about gratitude, right? Are more consistent, are more disciplined, are more devoted. It's an extraordinary conversation because it means you're not letting yourself off the hook. It means you are owning those places that you really want to grow. It means you are choosing in the moment to create from your higher self. Like, it's not this cerebral thing where we do in thoughts. It means in the moment we're stuck in traffic and we're really frustrated, we're choosing to create something different from our highest self of patience. It means when our kids are fighting, we're choosing to create from a higher self that is more loving. It means in the moment when our work is not going well, or we're in that moment of pivot, we're in that moment of failure, we're choosing to create from our highest self that is trusting, that is believing, that is willing to walk through this and try again, that is willing to learn. We're creating from that higher self of wisdom. And it's very often the choosing to create something different in the moment where we would normally repeat those old patterns. We would normally repeat the old ways of doing things. And we're choosing something different. So creating in your art, and creating in your voice, and creating from your genius is walking this path that feels extraordinary, and choosing something different every time you reach a point where you've done the old pattern, you've done the old habit, and instead you choose to create from a higher viewpoint, from a point that doesn't necessarily have all the answers of what's going to happen, but you're choosing the more patient, the more loving, the more forgiving, the more devoted, the more disciplined, the more kind, the more self-compassion in that moment. And that changes things, because your actions change, your viewpoint changes, your lens changes, what you see in your reality changes from that point, and everything changes from there. So it's a really incredible way to create, and it's moment by moment. So your higher self as a creative, as a human, is not something outside of you that you need to reach, and it's not somebody that's perfect. It's just, how are you creating in the moment, which is what this whole series is about. It's how are you creating your life? How are you creating the life you're living? And then what is that overflow for you into your art? So today, your assignment for higher self is choose a moment and give yourself grace if you did not choose differently, or you did not choose the way that you wanted. And then what are you going to do next time? Like, where are you going to choose to connect and go inward and realize that you already have everything you need? And where are you going to connect more deeply to the magic that is you in this extraordinary moment, in this extraordinary life? And where are you going to choose to leave behind the old ways of creating, the old patterns and the old things that you're ready to change, and minute by minute, action by action, time by time, choose to create from a higher, deeper, higher and deeper version of yourself. And I'll see you tomorrow.